Whey protein powder. A lot of you guys have asked me if it's halal, if it's healthy, and if it's a good source of protein. So let's talk about whey protein and what it actually is. First of all, it's a byproduct of dairy, and it's got a ton of protein, which makes it excellent for post-workout and supplementing throughout the day to help you get in more protein. Of course, a high protein intake is going to be highly effective for building muscle and actually helps you lose fat as well, which we talk about in a lot of other videos. Now, if you've ever had yogurt before and you've ever seen that film that's on the top, this is the naturally occurring whey. Pretty awesome. You learned something new today. So let's talk about the other good things that whey protein can do for you as well, inshallah. Within the quality of a protein source that it is, it's filled with branched chain amino acids, which is part of why it's very effective for building muscle, even as a standalone protein source. Now, as I've mentioned, a high protein intake can help you burn fat. And of course, whey protein is going to help you burn fat through both the thermic effect of protein and of course, by helping you build muscle and elevate your metabolism. I generally recommend 25 to 50 grams of protein from whey post-workout for most people. And I've personally noticed that if I have it within 30 to 60 minutes of finishing my workout, so while my muscles are still full of the pump and the blood flow, I seem to get the best results. Whey protein also contains an amino acid called cysteine, and this gets converted into glutathione. What does that do? Well, glutathione is actually a fantastic antioxidant. Whey also contains a lot of vitamins and minerals that are crucial for your overall health and, of course, for building muscle and losing fat. Now, that's a lot of benefits. Let's talk about the not so good aspects of whey protein. Whey can contain lactose in it, especially from some of the cheaper brands out there. And of course, a lot of people are lactose intolerant. So if that's you, you might get pretty bloated or have a series of issues with digesting and absorbing whey protein. In addition to having issues metabolizing whey, some people might find it to be allergenic as well, meaning that you could develop an allergy to whey protein if you're prone to it. Now, the percentage of people who develop an allergy to whey protein is small, but those people are out there and you might be one of them, and you'll know if you get a negative response in your digestive system when you consume whey. Even if you consume a higher quality whey protein isolate with no carbs, no fats, just straight whey, you still get issues, then it's the whey itself causing the issues, versus if you get some cheap brand with carbs and fats in it as well, it could be the lactose, it could be a variety of factors, it could be some of the processed ingredients they load and fillers that they load into the cheaper brands. So do be mindful and always invest in a high quality brand, which I'll say my favorite brands at the end, inshallah. As I mentioned though, if it's the lactose itself that is causing you to have digestive issues, just switching to a sugar-free whey isolate is enough to get rid of all the lactose, because obviously those, because they're whey isolate, don't have lactose in them, which means if you're lactose intolerant, you shouldn't get any issues unless, again, you fall into that category of people who are allergic to the whey itself. Now let's talk about the bad. In some cases, especially with those who have that digestive sensitivity to whey protein, it can cause damage to the GI tract and even cause nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, and tons of bloating, especially with the cheaper brands because they're loaded with a bunch of other junk in them. So you want to make sure you're taking it intelligently and assessing your own unique biological response. If you drink milk and you get issues from milk, then you definitely want to try a smaller size whey protein before you go and buy the bigger one. Now again, most people don't get issues from whey, but I'm just saying if you're somebody who already has food sensitivities, especially to milk and milk products as well, then definitely go conservative with the whey, because there's a high chance you're going to get issues with the whey too. And if it's your first time taking whey protein, don't take too much in one go. Take a small serving first to assess your body's tolerance to it. And of course, if you have any kidney issues, then you really need to be careful not to overload your kidneys with too much protein, which would also be a reason to avoid whey protein. And lastly, most whey protein is extracted from the milk using a synthetic rennet instead of an animal rennet, which makes it halal, because if it was made with a non-halal animal rennet, then that would be the reason why whey protein wouldn't be halal. Otherwise, it's literally just milk extract, condensed milk that's processed using synthetic rennet, which would make it halal because milk is halal and no haram ingredients were used in the process of it. Everything was halal. And again, most brands these days, because synthetic rennet is cheaper than animal rennet, just use synthetic rennet, not necessarily for halal purposes, but the benefit to us as Muslims is that that makes it so that it happens to all be halal for the most part. Of course, if you're getting some random obscure brand, maybe double check it first. The three brands that I recommend though are Prime Tonics, Healthy Foods. Both of those are owned by Muslim brothers who I know personally and trust and respect very much. And there's also Levels grass-fed whey, which you can get on Amazon Prime. Depending on which of those three brands suit your taste buds, desired shipping times, and of course your budget, you could do any of those three. But of course, if you want to support Muslim businesses, Prime Tonics and Healthy Foods. I don't think that Levels grass-fed whey is owned by a Muslim, but there may be some advantages if you prefer the taste of that one or the cost or Amazon shipping, whatever it is that you want. Although I'm pretty sure that Healthy and Prime Tonics are either available on Amazon now or they will be soon, inshallah. I think I have a discount code to the Muslim ones too, so hit me up for that. But honestly, the purpose of the video isn't to promote a brand or anything. It's just to promote the positives and negatives of whey protein so you can make an intelligent decision as somebody who's looking to get fit, build muscle, and lose fat, inshallah. In any case, I hope this video is useful. Please share it with a friend and stay tuned for the next one, inshallah.